Hi Gemini and Gemini rising. This is your September 2016 forecast. So September is a very critical month for you. It's full of changes and possibly a lot of changes around the home and career. This is because there's a lot happening in September for everybody, but especially for the mutable signs of Gemini, Sagittarius, Pisces and Virgo. There's a solar eclipse on the 1st of the month, which is a supercharged new moon in your 4th house. This shows changes and new beginnings in home life, family life, possibly a move or relocation or improvements to the home. And there's a lunar eclipse on the 16th of September, which brings things to a culmination in the house of career. So, month of endings and new beginnings, and these things are going to pivot around your 4th and 10th houses of home, family, and career and recognition. So, Mercury, a ruling planet, has also been retrograde from the 30th of August, and it will stay retrograde until the 22nd of September. On the 22nd of September, we've got the equinox, so the start of spring or autumn, depending on where you are in the world. So, like I said, this is a very important month for you. It can show things ending for new beginnings, so like a clean sweep, so house cleaning before moving on. So, like I said, lots happening. Jupiter is also moving into your 5th house in Libra, where it will stay for a year. And Jupiter in the 5th house is going to bring a lot of fun and opportunities for romance. And so a lot of rewards from children, a lot of growth through creative projects and things that you feel passionate about. So overall, a lot of good times ahead, and Venus in Libra in your 5th house already means that you're already starting to have fun and let your hair down and looking for ways to have a good time, and if you're single, looking for romance and partnership. Okay, so let's look at the month from beginning to end. So the solar eclipse on the 1st of September has some difficult aspects, and you'll have been feeling these aspects already since they'll have been influencing your 4th, 10th and 7th houses in particular. So the eclipse has the Sun and the Moon square Saturn, and Saturn is in your 7th house of partnerships, and the Sun and the Moon are in your 4th house. So this can show dealing with authority figures, dealing with restrictions, or especially with Mars very close to Saturn, a partner may be stubborn and inflexible. So this can be a business or a romantic partner or any significant other, especially with someone impacting on your home life and your family. So someone is being inflexible, so you're experiencing restrictions and obstacles in this regard. So these things are going to come to a head with the solar eclipse. So the Sun and the Moon will also be opposing Neptune in your 10th house. This can show a kind of conflicting agenda between family life and home and career. So you may be considering changes around both of these things. Like I said, the new moon is like, the solar eclipse is a new moon that's very, very intense. In the 4th house, it can show something as substantial as moving, relocating, so relocating your base of operations, and or you may be thinking of renovating your home and ways of how to improve it. Especially with Mercury retrograding in your 4th house in Virgo, you'll be thinking along the lines of practical changes. You'll be going over plans and details, and so you'll be this is what you're thinking about at this time. So your mind is very much on the home life, family life, and Mercury retrograde here will also possibly have you connecting with family members and wanting to spend more time with families. So like I said, home life is where it's at, and like I said, it may be a new home for you or changing your home significantly. Okay, so on the 2nd, Mercury conjuncts Jupiter in your 4th house. So although Mercury is retrograde with Jupiter, it's always a very positive aspect, so good for family connections, especially connecting with old family members or family members that you haven't spent much time with and conversation. So it's really good for easy communication, expansive communication, a broad view. So you'll be feeling generous and charismatic. So like I said, a good time for a family gathering potentially. And especially connecting with family members that you haven't seen in a while. or for that matter, developing ideas around home projects, things that you want to improve, or around, like I said, a possible move that you want to make. So on the 7th, the Sun will trine Pluto from your 4th to your 8th house. This can show a lot of drive and push to invest in your home. So like I said, if there's a move coming up for you, or if you're wanting to improve your home, you'll really be certain of what you want and certain of how you want to do it at this time. So this is very good for a push for certainty, especially with the confusing aspects of the solar eclipse. So this will help clear the air. And on the 9th, Jupiter is moving into your 5th house, where it will stay for a full year. And in the 5th house, Jupiter is really going to bring you a lot of opportunities for luck, for romance, for possibly creative projects that you feel passionate about. If you've got children, it will be a very rewarding time with them. If you don't have children, this could be a good time to consider having children. And for this month, it will be joining Venus and Libra there, and Libra is of course very dignified in Libra, so lots of opportunities to have a good time. So not such a serious month all around for you, and so there'll still be time for socializing, letting your hair down, and enjoying the good things in life. Okay, so on the 10th of September, the Saturn-Neptune square that's been plaguing everybody reaches its final perfection. So this aspect has been in our lives for a long time now. It's been the most important astrological aspect this year, and the musical signs have felt it quite a lot. Saturn has been with Mars recently in your 7th house, which, like I said, can show a lot of stubbornness and inflexibility from partnerships and authority figures. And Neptune has been in your 10th house, so perhaps confusion around career objectives or restrictions from authority figures in your career. So a difficult time where you've been uncertain of what you want, uncertain of how you want to proceed, maybe difficulty keeping authority figures happy. This can be partners, bosses, and so yeah, it's been confusing your career agenda quite a lot. So it'll be great when this aspect makes its final pass. So these effects will be dissipating from this time. Okay, and on the 11th and the 12th, there is some difficult aspects. Venus squares Pluto between the 5th and the 8th houses, and Mercury squares Mars between the 4th and the 7th. This can show people behaving in a very selfish manner, people not being sensitive to needs. This can even be you being insensitive to other people's needs, particularly important partners or family members. It's also going to scatter your concentration in a bit and make you feel a little bit irate and high-strung. So not a good day for an argument. You'll be feeling very pushy and domineering, or someone else will be pushy and domineering. So you won't be feeling very inclined to accommodate them. So try and let these energies settle down. They come right before the full moon on the 16th of September. Now this full moon is also an eclipse, and it will be happening in your 10th house, again triggering those houses of family, career, and partnerships. So these are going to be very touchy-feely subjects at this time, because full moons can bring things to a culmination. And because they're so emotionally charged, things can become a bit volatile, especially with the Sun and Moon squaring Mars in this eclipse. So angry words with partners and possibly bosses, or a lot of frustration with a partner or in a job situation, enough possibly to make you even think of getting a new job. And with your social savvy, this is something that you probably could engineer. But like I said, things could get very hot fast, and so you'll really want to be sensitive to impulsive, angry reactiveness at this time, because you'll probably go a little bit too far and regret it a lot later. Okay, positive aspect in the eclipse is the Mars trining Uranus in the 11th house. So if you've been pushing to make changes, whether it's in career or partnerships, you'll be feeling a real push in terms of making those changes in an original and inventive way, and possibly connecting with friends and reaching out to groups, maybe for sympathy and support, but also to further your aims and to develop your push and drive at this time, you know, down a different angle. So this would be a better way to channel the frustration around the eclipse and the 16th of the month. Okay, and between the 18th and the 19th, very good aspects for single Geminis. If you are single, there's some very good aspects between Mars, Venus, and Uranus. So if you've been thinking of going on a date with somebody you wouldn't ordinarily consider, this is a good aspect for that. And there's also good aspects for chemistry and trying something new. So very good aspects for romance and for socializing and connecting in general. Between the 20th and the 23rd, right around the time when Mercury goes direct, Mercury will trine Pluto from the 4th house. So this is very good for research and ideas, especially if you've been wanting to develop or invest in your home, or like I said, it could be a renovation project or things or ideas that you have around the home. This is really going to help you develop and articulate those ideas. So perhaps a good time to get a loan, you know, because you'll be able to articulate yourself very well. But also, like I said, just good for planning and strategizing and, like I said, getting to the bottom of things. So if you need to perfect a project and the presentation of your ideas, then this is a very good aspect for that. Like I said, right before Mercury goes direct. So if you've been working on things, once Mercury is direct, give it a few days. So around the 26th or so, you'll be able to finalize any business contracts or conclude contracts that have to do with the home potentially, or any kind of business negotiations. So like I said, Mercury has been retrograde, so it hasn't been a good time for new business, but it's been very industrious and efficient and perfecting things. It's been perfecting projects and ideas and plans in Virgo, so operating very efficiently. So now you can really push ahead with those sorts of things and schemes that you've had on the back burner. On the 23rd, the Sun will go into Libra, which will then move into your 5th house, joining Jupiter. So very positive, lucky, expansive aspects. And in the 5th house, the Sun is going to really be focused on fun and pleasure. You may be feeling a lot more social, even for you. And so a good month coming up, you know, which is great after all these eclipse activities, that, you know, where you'll really be able to have fun, make connections, and, you know, possibly develop a creative project that you feel passionately about. And like I said, in Libra, Jupiter is going to be very good for socializing and connecting, which you're good at already. So a lot more opportunities for fun in the future. And like I said, Jupiter will be there for a whole year, so lucky you. Enjoy it. Okay, like I said, the equinox is coming up as well, which is what I think these eclipses have all been about. It's been a clean sweep, getting rid of the old, and lots of changes in time for the start of spring or fall for you. So like I said, a lot is happening over September. And so on the 26th, the Sun will conjunct Jupiter in your 5th. This is a great day for fun activities. And, you know, so if you want to spend time with a romantic partner, this is a great day for that, because you'll be feeling confident, sure of yourself, and quite happy. And so good day for fun, good day for romance and your experiences. And then the month is going to wrap up with a new moon in your 5th house in Libra, which will be a lot more of a positive new moon and set the stage for next month. So like I said, now at the end of the month, Mercury is direct, so you can push ahead and it's back to business as usual. And Jupiter's moved into your 5th house, really a bright new day for you. Anyway, thank you for listening, and if you've enjoyed this, please like and subscribe to my channel and comment below. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. Good luck. Bye.